Have you ever had one of those moments where you think, what are the odds? You're thinking about someone that you haven't spoken to in years, and then suddenly they text you. You find a book that answers a question that you don't even know that you were asking, or say yes to a random invitation and meet the very person who opens up the next door in your life. Now, is that coincidence, or is there something bigger in play? Swiss psychologist Carl Gustav Jung had a word for this: synchronicity. He wasn't talking about ordinary chance. Jung saw synchronicity as a meaningful coincidence, not random, but revealing. To Jung, these moments were moments of glimpses of the unconscious, threads connecting us to something even deeper, spiritual, philosophical, and even divine. After spending time in India, he expanded to include Eastern wisdom. He began to see the psyche not just from Western science, but through the minds of myth, dreams, and daily spiritual practices. And perhaps the most importantly, he noticed a pattern. He didn't study the lives. He studied the timing of things, the meaning behind the moments, the flow, how things come together when they're meant to. Which brings us to today, where many of us feel like we have to grind and hustle and push through. We tell ourselves, if I don't make it happen, it just won't. But what if it's not always about effort? What if it's about awareness? When I lived in Colorado, I worked with a nurse, Maria. She was a nurse practitioner in a high-stress clinic. She was always exhausted, burnt out, and considering leaving the profession altogether. One day, she randomly chose to sit in a cafe that she never was at before. The barista was wearing a badge that said, "Ask me about meditation." So Maria, of course, did. That 5-minute chat led into a local meditation group, which led her to a weekend retreat, which led her to completely reevaluate how she was living and caring about herself. 6 months later, she wasn't just surviving, she was glowing. She taught mindfulness at a new clinic and started each shift grounded and grateful. You could call that coincidence, or you could say the universe responded to a question that she had even voiced out loud yet. Remember that question that we started with? What are the odds? Maybe the better question is, what are the pins that you've been missing because I was too busy not looking? This week, do this simple challenge. Don't just do, observe. Take 5 minutes each day to reflect on what showed up, what repeated, what arrived unexpectedly and meaningfully, what felt like a breadcrumb from the universe, and then just write it down. You might discover that life is whispering and you've been turning up the volume on the wrong station. So I ask you, are you pushing so hard to get results that you're missing the signs of what you really want when it's already making its way to you? So remember, observe the patterns, synchronicity in action, spiritual awareness, meaningful coincidences for you to be, and for me to be, and for you to be a success.